Welcome back to In Focus. Our second story tonight is about the clashes on the volatile border between Armenia and Azerbaijan. At least 7 Azerbaijani and 4 Armenian soldiers and officers, as well as an Azerbaijani civilian, have been killed in the latest flare-up of a 30-year conflict between the two countries. The two sides have been locked in conflict over Nagorno-Karabakh since the war there ended in '94. Nagorno-Karabakh is a region of Azerbaijan that has been under the control of ethnic Armenian forces backed by Armenia. International efforts to settle the conflict have stalled. Since November 2009, there has been no progress in peace talks, and ceasefire violations have often occurred at the conflict line in Karabakh as well as Azerbaijan-Armenia border. The most serious before the current clash was in April 2016, when dozens of soldiers on both sides died in a flare-up of hostilities. The current clash has taken place at the border in the north. To discuss the situation further, we are joined by Rusif Husanov, who is a director at a Baku-based think tank, and we also have with us Turan Gafali, who is a researcher at TRT World. Mr. Husanov, let me begin with you. What exactly happened? There are statements on both sides, and both sides are accusing the other of violating the ceasefire.
Yes, sir. On July 12th, Azerbaijan's defense ministry reported a military incident along the Armenia-Azerbaijan state border. And you were correct in telling that the current skirmishes are actually developing beyond the Nagorno-Karabakh, which is Azerbaijan's officially recognized territory. It is rather a borderland along the uncontested border between the two nations. Although each side blames the other for the outbreak of the hostilities, one thing is clear: Baku had no incentive to provoke any military operation in that very region.
Okay, so but the issue of Nagorno-Karabakh obviously is something which is a problem for Baku. Azerbaijan, this is Azerbaijani territory, which is also recognized as Azerbaijani territory by the United Nations, also by the European Union also. But Armenia continues to back the ethnic Armenians in Nagorno-Karabakh, and Azerbaijan certainly would want to get this territory back because it is Azerbaijani territory. And but the last time, there was a military victory by the Armenians. This despite the fact that, according to statistics, Azerbaijan spends far more on the military than Armenia. So how does this work out? I mean, Azerbaijan does have the incentive to get Nagorno-Karabakh back.
Yes, exactly. This is what I actually mean. Had Baku wanted to start a war, Nagorno-Karabakh would have been a more comfortable ground because, as you also mentioned, it is the jure part of Azerbaijan, and any military operation within that region would have been considered Azerbaijan's internal affair. This occupation has been continuing for more than 25 years, and the occupation process was accompanied with ethnic cleansing. In other words, 700,000 of Azerbaijanis were expelled by the Armenian invaders from their homes, and now they are desperate to go back to their home. Although Azerbaijan has a strong will to liberate those territories, it still wants to give some chance for the peaceful process, trying to focus on the negotiations instead. But the society in Azerbaijan is very frustrated about the resultless negotiations process.
Okay, stay with me. Let me go to Turan Gafali here. Mr. Gafali, one of the things that the international community obviously is concerned about are the energy, oil and gas pipelines that pass through the Caucasus region. So given that, give us a sense of how that works and also your reading of this current flare-up in the north.
The first thing is need to be known that Azerbaijan is a very effective partner in energy security of Europe in the region. That Azerbaijan provides with a new, especially with a new pipeline of a natural gas as well, for the TANAP project that passes through Turkey and support especially cannot be undermined. And in the context of these clashes, that once again shows that how Armenia is actually a loser side of this position, that they are excluded from all the major energy and financial structures and the projects of the region because of their aggression 30 years ago against Azerbaijani territories. Therefore, the aggression from the Azerbaijani side towards the Armenia cannot be actually calculated because it wouldn't be any kind of positive for Azerbaijan, since Azerbaijan is still on the good economic track that continues to be an economic powerhouse of the region and supplies energy to the world. And the other side, that Azerbaijan is spending a huge amount of money for the defense spendings, and it could have been averted to much better facilities in health and education and elsewhere if this conflict wouldn't have even happened, if Armenian aggression wouldn't happen towards the Azerbaijani side. Therefore, the world will continue to support Azerbaijan in the case of energy security and everything, but it should be, this support should be more efficient and not just have been in the words.
Now, one of the things that one looks at when looking at this conflict, one senses that Moscow is not playing a straight hand here, in the sense that these are former Soviet Union republics, Armenia and Azerbaijan, and Moscow is not particularly interested in sort of negotiating a final settlement of the Karabakh issue. And it seems that that is because it wants to remain the broker and influencer both in Azerbaijan as well as in Armenia. Do you think that sense is correct?
I believe that sense, briefly, it's correct, because Russia is still holding a major broker deal in the region, actually in the whole of the post-Soviet Union area, except those who are fully integrated to the European Union, I mean the Baltics. But still, if we look at the major clashes back in 2016, we saw that Russia was a country who said, okay, that's enough, and we need to stop the clashes, and the ceasefire again was in control. So Russia still has major interest in the region, and as we know that Armenia is an official military and economic partner of Moscow, since they are also part of the Eurasian Economic Union and CSTO, the Collective Security Treaty Organization. So actually, the second position that could have been affected the border between Armenia and Azerbaijan is actually under the protection and guarantee of Russian-led security organization. So it would have been very, very unreasonable of Azerbaijan to start this provocation, and therefore it didn't. And I believe Russia is still holding a major grips in Yerevan. Therefore, in any case, Nagorno-Karabakh solution would be in between the countries that is affected from this conflict, but also the third parties, as Russia also is member of the OSCE's Minsk committee. Yes, Minsk group. So therefore, without Russia, it's unreasonable to think any kind of solution or any kind of stoppage to these clashes.
Okay, so a final from Mr. Husanov before I wrap up. Mr. Husanov, what do you think of Moscow's role here? As I said, my sense is that Moscow is playing both sides. So, but give me your sense of how you look at what Moscow can do or what Moscow is doing.
My friend and colleague Turan has correctly pointed. Is officially one of the mediators. In fact, it has been dominating the whole mediation and negotiation process. On the one hand, it tries to broker a deal. On the other, it supplies both belligerent nations with. Russia has a military garrison in Armenia, while these two countries are officially military allies. Therefore, Azerbaijan's position in this conflict is a bit disadvantaged because it has to face both Armenia and Russia.
Okay. Thank you so much. That was Rusuf Sanov speaking with us. Thank you also to Turan Ghaffali. Insights. This is all from In Focus this week. We shall see you next Monday at the same time. Keep following our latest updates on social media at indus.news. Good night and goodbye.